driving through this little rocky section, and the first impressions is that it's a little smoother than mine. Actually, it's a lot smoother than mine. I have short arms, and those things just suck up all the impact, and these ones are definitely smoother. The shocks are a little stiff, I feel like, but the arms are definitely putting in work. Like, it just soaks it up much better. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. We're gonna be doing a walk around of my buddy Matt's rig. We've been wheeling together, I would say about a year now, and he has a pretty unique rig, so we're gonna go ahead and show you guys what it's all about.
How's it going, guys? I'm Matt. I'm the man behind the scenes for Elevate Off-Road. This is my Jeep. It's a 2016 Sport. Well, at least it used to be a Sport. Did a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm sure we'll get through that.
All right, let's go ahead and start with the lighting first, Matt.
Alright, so lighting, I like to keep it all in the same family. So I have KC all the way around my Jeep. I have the Pro 6s up front and a wide beam, just because I got rid of my fog lights when I went with this bumper. I wanted something that could act as a fog light, but also be an off-road light. So I got wide beam with amber covers for the Pro 6s. Then up top, I went slim lights because when they first came out, I watched the whole review. 7,000 looms per light. They're hard to beat. They light up everything. So then paired with the wide angle off-road, these things unmatched. Then headlights. Right now I have JW speaker. Those will probably be changing in the next year or so. They've been great lights. I love the way they look, but I want to keep it all in the KC family.
Right.
So these might change.
Those were the lights that he has up front. Go ahead and talk to us about your armor, Matt.
Alright, so armor, I've cycled through a few bumpers. I had Rugged Ridge on there, not a big fan. Because my entire build, I kind of went out with the motto of I want to know where everything's made and I want it to be local US. So my bumper is actually from a company called BKS Fab. They're based out of NorCal, I want to say like Fresno area. I got a chance to meet the owner when we did Shaver Lake, so that was great. Check out that video. So I got the shield front bumper, and I also opted in for bull bar. This bumper is amazing. It's super lightweight. It's not aluminum, it's steel, but it comes in at like 45, 50 pounds. So
that's pretty light.
Yeah, lightweight. Great look. It's kind of slim. It's very low profile. Great work done on it. Super quality build. I'm super happy with it.
And I see that you have the Warn. What kind of winch is this?
This is the VR Evo 10S. I had a Rugged Ridge winch once again, and I broke it first time out on John Bull. So
yeah, I remember that.
yeah, as soon as that happened, I wanted something reliable. I wanted to be able to help others on the trail. So tried and true, went Warn.
It also has this nice Factor 55 Ultra hook with the rope guard. How do you like that so far?
Dude, that thing, that is unparalleled. Like, there's nothing that even comes close to it. It's beefy. That's the only way I can describe it. The features it has built into it, it's amazing. I've got to use it a couple times, a couple recoveries, and wow is just all I have to say for it.
Yeah, it's super nice because I had a Warn winch before, and it had the stock hook that it came with, and honestly, that thing is just super flimsy.
Yeah. So
what fenders do you have?
So I went through a debate on this one. I originally was going to go with Gin Wright, but then push came to shove, and I ended up going with Aries Automotive. Okay. They're aluminum, polished, painted them to match pretty much everything else. Hampered in black color.
I mean, they look really nice. They look pretty similar to Gin Wright.
Aries Automotive.
Any complaints about them?
None. There's a little gap, but I mean, really, if you don't notice, you don't notice. But these things have taken a few hits.
There's a small gap right here, but honestly, it's not noticeable, and it looks pretty good quality to me.
Yeah, dude, these things taking hits, and they bounce back.
All right, so you just came back from Rebel Off-Road, and you got these new wheels, and then you saw the same 37-inch tires. You want to talk about those?
Yeah, so I had Raceline wheels. I loved them. They're pretty great, but push came to shove. There's time for something different. So I went with the KMC grenades and a beadlock. Those wheels are fantastic.
Yeah, I also have the KMC beadlocks, and They're amazing. I honestly wouldn't go with any other brand because they could just take a beating, and I've had zero issues with them. I'm really happy with those, and I'm sure he's going to be happy as well.
Oh yeah, and then wrapped around them is one of my favorite tires so far. I used to have Wild Peaks, I used to have KM2s, but I have the Baja Boss and a 37, 12.5, 17. And this tire, I mean, even before beadlocks, they're down to 15 psi. It flexed, it gripped, no issues at all.
I remember when he used to have the Falcon Wild Peaks, and those things, honestly, they were not great. But ever since he got these Mickey Thompson Baja Boss, these things have just been gripping on everything.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, moving forward, there might be a little change in the future. These things, they should last for a while, but when they wear out, if I'll stay with the Baja Boss, we don't know.
Good amount of grip left.
There may be some changes in the near future.
37s are small nowadays. It's so crazy to believe. I remember when I first got 37s, I thought like I was the coolest guy out there, but now it's literally every Jeep has 37s. It's crazy.
Yeah, so there may be some dirty 8s in the future. We don't know yet, but we'll see. But until then, Mickey Thompson's outdoing themselves with these tires. If you need a new tire, check them out. They're unbelievable.
You can't go wrong with Mickey Thompson and KMC. Probably one of the best brands out there. Definitely can't go wrong.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. So we're in the rear now. You want to go ahead and mention some stuff that you got going on here?
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started building it, Poison Spider was all the rage. So I wanted to go Poison Spider for the most part, but that may be changing in the future. So I have Poison Spider corner armor. These things haven't taken too big of a hit, but they can take a hit because, well, I've tested it. May have dropped them a few times. They take up. Areas, fenders, just like the front, matchy, all that good stuff. Then in the corner armor, so they come with taillights, they come with reverse lights. These are the taillights it comes with, which is basically just a trailer light. Then I decided to do something way better because the reverse lights it comes with aren't that great. So I substituted out a KC Cyclone, and that's the way I had to custom mount it.
Nice little detail right there.
Yeah, so the Cyclones are in. It's a diffused beam pattern. It's not very diffused because it's still very, very bright, which I have Cyclones all throughout my Jeep, so throughout the Walkaround you'll probably see them in quite a few places. So I have the reverse lights here, I have my backup lights, I have my rock lights, I have them inside, but Cyclones 100% recommend to anyone. The version 2 is about to come out, so keep an eye on that. Go check out, that one dude, he has a discount code, check him out, pristine.
He also has a hard top. He used to have a soft top. Do you want to talk to us if you like the hard top more or the soft top?
Yeah, so that's a sensitive subject. I ran a hard top in every Jeep that I've ever had. I wanted to stray away from that. I wanted to get more, open air feel and all that stuff. Which, moving forward, there may be more of that. But so I sold my hard top. I decided to go soft top. I ended up going the Trek top. Had a few issues with that from Best Top. They worked really well with me. They got me a new one. So I went from the Trek top to the Trek top Glide. I didn't really like that one. So I cycled through a few soft tops, but ultimately came back to the hard top because it's hard to beat between winter, between road trips, because I do a lot of national park trips. It's just better for how I wheel than if I want that open air. It's just easier to take it off, throw it in the garage, and make your way.
Cool. Do you want to tell us what rear bumper you have?
Yeah, so as I mentioned in the front, VKS Fab, they are incredible. They work really well with their customers. So I went with their Enforcer rear bumper.
It's beefy.
Seriously, front and rear bumper combined is about 110 pounds.
Super light.
I think this thing's like 55 pounds.
Welcome.
Super great. The only thing I've had to do with it is I had to modify where it mounts, because when I put my spare tire on with the TerraFlex spare tire carrier, it had to sit in more, so I had to custom do the bracketry a little bit. But that's just, I mean, it's an amazing bumper. I put some grip tape on it so I don't slip off of it anymore because I slipped off it
Look
once.
at that. It's all about the details.
So I have grip tape on it. But yeah. Then other than the bumper in the back, I'm rocking the Terraflex tire carrier. This thing, I had the Poison Spider bumper and tire carrier combo. That thing rattled. It was miserable. It rattled everywhere. After I put this one on, even with the bead locks, everything, nothing. No rattles, no nothing. Swings out. This is my daily driver, so being able to get in the back is very important.
That's a beefy tire carrier. I used to have a hinge tire carrier before, and they are strong.
Yeah, so ease of use with this thing, since it is my daily. I love this setup. I recommend it to anyone that asks me. Because this is my daily driver, just like taking a look at the inside a little bit. Very minimal. I don't really like to have a lot in there because, you know, constantly loading it up, taking it, getting groceries, going to the mall and all that good
Everyone's
stuff.
got to go to the mall once in a while.
I got to keep it clean because this is my daily. I wanted to build this to be a very capable daily driver, so I mean that's why it is. The only things I really have back here at all times are my bags, which desktop bags, I love them. This first one, I keep air up supplies, tire inflator, all that stuff. This one, I have a first aid kit for my dog. I have a first aid kit for me, extra weather seal, a splint, all that stuff is just, it's good to keep with you.
Some extra storage, nice and organized.
Yeah, and then after that, I have my fire extinguisher, which 10 out of 10 would recommend for anyone to have in their Jeep. It's very important.
Very.
And then my power tank, which that is actually...
Look at that beautiful thing, huh?
That's going to be changing pretty soon.
Oh, wow.
That's actually up for sale right now. I have one guy messaging me, but that's up for sale. I'm trying to get rid of it, going to keep the mount, but the power tank is out, the hoses are out. Yeah, and then PRP seats. Super great, love it.
You want to show us the inside of your rig?
Yeah, you know it. So, like I said, it's my daily driver, so I got to keep it, you know, kind of easy, kind of daily driver-ish. So in the back, I still have the stock seats with the PRP seat covers. Honestly, they go on sale all the time, so I would 100% recommend those. They go on really nice. I have dogs. Dog hair comes right off of them. Keeps it clean, keeps it nice. For the floor, I ripped out all the OEM carpet because, well, let's just face it, especially with dogs, it's going to get nasty. It's going to get dirty real quick. So that's all out. I went with bed tread. My honest opinion, Armor Light, I'm probably going to be changing to them pretty soon. Bed tread, they're great. It's very easy, simple. But as far as drainage and water in the Jeep, you can't really get to the drain plugs unless you take it all out. Where Armor Light, they fix that issue with drain plugs integrated into it. So I'm going to be switching to that, but for now I have bed tread just to get rid of that OEM carpet. I also have a door extender.
Look at that. This thing opens wide open in the rear.
I can't remember what company. I think it's Molly Products or something like Mole Products, something like that.
Okay.
I'll send you the link so you can put it in the description if you want.
I'll put that down below.
If you have a daily driver, if you have a four-wheel drive or a four-door Jeep, 100% would recommend this. It opens up the door so much. It's crazy. It used to only open up to here. Now it opens up all the way. So loading the dogs, loading the cargo, all that stuff. So great. Yeah.
Sometimes it's the little things that make a big difference.
I have my Trail Dash, the TD2. It's not a calibrator, it's just kind of a heads-up display. It'll tell you what's going on. I'm keeping it fairly simple. I might get the Vector E-Dock just for a phone mount or something. So pretty much my interior is pretty simple. I have the Stinger Off-Road, or Stinger Electronics 10.5-inch head unit, which that thing is amazing. CarPlay, cameras, the whole shebang. It runs it really nice. For my radio, I like to go handheld. I had a hard-mounted CB. It's just, as far as getting out, spotting, you know, leading trails and stuff, handheld's the way to go. I have a mount from Jeep Unique. I would 100% looking them up. They're great. They have specified products for each different type of radio. Check them out. They're great.
And I see that you have the PRP seats. What kind of PRP seats are these?
So these are the PRP Summit Elites. I got them color matched, or kind of color organized. I like to go red, white, and blue, you know. keeping, you know, it's an American Jeep. So
Can't go wrong with red, white, and blue.
yes, keeping it American products. Went red, white, and blue.
You also have
Seats.
the blue harnesses.
Yeah. So my harness bar actually used to be candy blue. I painted it to match the rest of the armor, but I got the red, white, and blue seats. Maybe matching something later on in the future, which maybe start with a coil and end with an over one day. Maybe we'll see. But
That would be
yeah,
nice.
the PRP Summit Elites with the heaters in them, to die for. I love them.
So my favorite part about this Jeep is the axles. I think it's what makes it unique.
So I am actually running the JT Rubicon front and rear axles. So
the Gladiator Rubicon axles, front and rear.
So pretty much we got some used axles off of Gladiator, and we had them custom fabbed, so I can run them on here. So they pretty much, most of the tabs they had to cut off and re-weld to just get all the angles and everything right.
Yeah, I've heard of JKs running JL axles, but I've never heard of a JK running JT axles, which from my understanding the JT axle is a little bit better than the JL axle if I'm not mistaken.
So I do believe, because they're rated for towing and all that stuff, and since it's a truck, they put a little bit more beef into at least their rear. I think the fronts are fairly similar. I had to do a FAD, so a front axle disconnect mod on them. So if you look, you can still see the front axle disconnect, the electronic box that they put on in the rear, right over here. So that's actually the front axle disconnect. We had to do a 2-piece front axle. From the factory, it comes with a 3-piece. So that fixed that. Without that swap, it won't run on a JK. But now I have RCVs for my drive shafts.
For your axles.
Yeah. Drive shafts, I have I have two. I have JE Reel and I have an Adams.
I also have Adams, and I love that thing.
Yeah, they're both beefy. I love them. I still have the metal cloak track bar. I'm still working on getting that swapped out. I'm going to switch it to Steer Smarts, which I have for their tie rod and drag link. Honestly, Steer Smarts as a company, they are fantastic. A day after I had this installed, I posted on Instagram. They hit me up personally. They asked me how it was riding, if it was riding weirdly. They helped me fix it. They got it dialed in, and they're marketed as once it's on, it's done. You don't have to adjust it. You don't have to constantly play with it. Makes driving phenomenal. Driving down the freeway at 85, nothing.
I have the Steer Smarts track bar, and that thing is beefy.
So I'll be switching to that hopefully soon. I'm talking with them right now about switching that out.
What do you have for arms?
So I have the TerraFlex Alpine long arm kit. It's just the Alpine kit, the IR kit. It's a little bit nicer bushings, but it's essentially the same thing, just with different bushings. I love it. The only thing I wish changed was a higher mount for the rear, because I nail that thing on everything, every single rock, John Bull.
Yeah, it's a little lower than the frame, so it does scrape, but the geometry is really good. So I guess it's some pros and cons right there.
Oh yeah, I think right now I have 34 inches of flex in the front and 36 in the rear. Now I'm running the Falcon 2.0s and the Motoclub 3.5-inch dual rate. They perform great, they run great, they ride great. On the rear, I have the Falcon 2.0s, same as the front. I have Motoclub 3.5 springs, same as the front. Stock sway bars. I'm going to be changing that up a little bit since they rub my exhaust. But that's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty straightforward in the rear. Nothing crazy going on.
What exhaust do you have going on? I see that you have a aftermarket exhaust right here.
So I have the Flowmaster Thunder.
So I think that's pretty much it. I want to thank my friend Matt here. We've been wheeling for a while, and I've seen this thing evolve firsthand, and I really like how it's coming along, and it's just getting more and more capable. And I appreciate your time for doing this video. I know it's kind of long, but hopefully it helps out you JKU guys, give you any ideas, you know, or if you have any questions. His name is Elevate Off-Road on Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel name?
It's the same thing. It's Elevate Off-Road. It's also in my bio. So if you have any questions, DM me. I mean, I get back to everyone. I try to be open. I'm working on starting up some some learn to wheel roads and some programs for that, just to get people new to it, people that aren't used to off-roading, get them behind the wheel, get them on some trails, some easy ones, some harder ones, and just teach them how to not break stuff, because that's one of the biggest things. You wheel with someone, they break something, and then that's what, 10 grand down the
yeah,
drain.
we've gone to trails, and I've seen my friend Matt here help out a lot of people. We've had to tow a lot of people out, believe it or not. And I think just the experience is just huge. And I think we're getting better over time with just our wheeling experience. And I know that he's going to be helping out a lot of people, hopefully.
Hit us up. He'll probably be along for most of the trails anyway. So
yeah, I'll try to link all his information down below, like his Instagram and his YouTube channel, so you guys can check him out. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try and do some more walk-around videos of my friends, because they do have some pretty nice builds. So I can show you guys some different builds, because every build is different in its own way. So I think that's what makes every Jeep unique. All right, thank you.
Sweet.